Mike's going to come and share a little bit about something that has happened to him just recently about being a father. Amen? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not going to be near as funny as what Johnny said. I don't have near the knowledge, but for the last month, my life's been pretty exciting. A lot of things happen that don't normally happen. This is one of them. I don't get up in front of people and talk. I'll talk to you about anything anywhere else, but this is not what I do, and I don't bare my soul in front of very many people. But a while back, there was this deal called the Tiger Cruise coming up. My wife found it on the internet. She says, "You got to go do this." I said, No, my son wanted me to do this. He'd got a hold of me. So I go to bed not paying any attention to anything, not worried about nothing. She gets on the internet. She gets a hold of some guy named Daniel, was it? On Danny's ship. Starts saying, my husband, he needs to go on this cruise with his son. Danny doesn't know this is going on. Mom's handling this. I'm thinking, man, if he wanted me to go, he would have told me. Didn't hear nothing. In my mind, it's still not going to happen. So we come up, and she says, okay, I got a hold of this guy. This is going to happen. I said, darn, this is a week-long. I don't have any vacation. I don't have any money. No problem. And I won't ask anybody for money. That's just something I don't do. So she gets a hold of my family and her family, and she says, he needs an early birthday present. This is what's going on. This is what we want to do. It's not going to happen. I don't want it to happen. She doesn't tell me about the birthday thing coming off. Well, she gets all this going. She gets the plane tickets all put together, and they cancel the Tiger Cruise. Well, I'm not going to go. Danny doesn't want me to go. He still ain't talked to me too much about it. Well, all of a sudden, Danny gets fired up about this thing, and I got to go out. And what he wants me to do is meet him at the ship when the ship comes in, which is a good thing. I'm thinking, okay, I'll do this. You know, it's a ship, big deal. I've worked on heavy equipment all my life. So I'm thinking it's not that big a thing. He says, I'll have my girlfriend pick you up at the airport. I'm thinking, this is cool. I need somebody. I don't have to get a car, got a place to stay. Everything's going to work out. So she comes and she's picking me up. She's on time. We're talking. She's got her nephews with her. And, you know, little kids are really cool. They're honest. They have no idea when they're supposed to keep their mouths shut. So we talked and we've been conversing, and nobody ever asked Becky what her last name was. Danny and Becky need to stand up so that way you guys can see who they are. This is Danny. This is his wife, Becky, that I found out about Monday night when I was in Virginia and didn't have a clue about before then. So we get to talking, and I express my values. Go ahead and sit down. You don't have to be embarrassed no more. I express my values on what, you know, why I feel the truth is important, why I think things ought to happen the way they should happen. And if you need to call me, call collect. It's not a big issue. Just let me know what's going on these type of things. So I asked Becky for one favor that night. I said, I want you to email Danny tonight and let him know that I know. So the next morning she comes over, and I said, how'd it go? Oh, he knows. And he's nervous. So here I am, I'm thinking, my silly kid, still doing the same stuff he's always done, always trying to hide things from Dad. Here comes this ship in. This is the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I cannot tell you how big an aircraft carrier is. And I've worked on everything from D9s and D10s and big old excavators on down. And there's no words to describe an aircraft carrier that carries 90 or 100 jets. And you're watching this thing from 7 miles away, and it's still huge. It goes up, was it Chesapeake Bay Bridge that went under? And Becky, bless her heart, she's got these kids, she's got her mom, and she's got her new father-in-law, and she stays by me through all of this. And I don't show too much emotion. Well, some of you know that I don't even like showing emotion. It's just not something I do. It's hot that day. It's really hot. And my eyes sweat. I bet you they sweat for a half hour. As soon as I saw this ship pop around this bridge and start coming around, and Becky says, you're crying? I said, no, I'm not crying. I'm just sweating quite a bit. You know, it's hot out here. Then they get these tugs and they push this ship in. And that ship's 100 feet up in the air. And do you know you can spot your son 100 feet away, and he can spot you in a crowd of probably 1,000 people? And I just thought to myself, you know, this is really awesome. And what makes this awesome is I didn't want none of this to happen. The Lord put all this together. My wife, my family, my son, his wife, they all put all this together for me. Now, this is what this makes this important to me, is before I come here with my church family, and y'all got to know this, I would not have had any faith in this. I would not have let it happen. And I would not have got to experience the emotions that went along with this because I sent away, I promised I wasn't going to do this. I sent away a boy and I got back a man. And that man defends me, my friends, and my country, and I just can't put a price on that. So that's my Father's Day message to you. I love y'all. Thank you very much.
Amen. You know, I thought that was a pretty neat story, and I wanted him to share it with you. So I'd like Joe Cohen to come up here right now. And Joe